promising world title main event. Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news, topics, discussions, previews, all that kind of good stuff. I am your host, Alexis Carrillo, and tonight we have yet another episode of Impact Wrestling on Pop, but tonight with a little twist. Impact After Dark, Impact at Night. Yes, Impact Wrestling is moving to a new time slot at 10 p.m. Eastern, and with the move, they got a pretty good main event set with the world title on the line. Johnny Impact came out last week. He said he was going to be a fighting champion. He said he's going to put the title on the line against whoever he thought and whoever he deemed worthy enough to challenge and get a world title shot. And out came Fenix, who of course challenged him to a world title match. Impact accepted, and now we get this main event. One thing on the side that I hope we do get for this main event is a little bit more time, because last week we had a great main event with the X Division Championship on the line, Cage versus Swan, and it was, I believe, if it ran over 10 minutes, I think that was too little, too short, you know. Cage versus Swan had the potential to be even more. I would have given it 15 minutes, and yes, you know, you want longer matches, you get that on pay-per-views, but I don't feel we kind of get that with Impact Wrestling. Even on pay-per-views, normally the only long match on the Impact pay-per-view is the main event. Everything else is between 5 to 12 minutes long, which is what I would expect from an Impact Wrestling episode. So I really hope that tonight, Impact versus Fenix for the world title can be a little bit longer. You damn well know it's going to be entertaining as hell. It's going to be exciting. And as far as who wins, I think it's too soon to take the title off of Impact. Obviously, he just got it. But there's no reason why you can put Fenix over still in defeat. You know, have Fenix give Impact a run for his money, and then move Fenix back with his brother Pentagon and move them into the tag team title scene. As far as the world title scene, just one last little note on it. It's interesting how, due to the events of Bound for Glory, they keep mentioning Austin Aries and as the previous world title holder. It's going to be very interesting if they keep dropping tidbits and hints to Aries in the coming weeks, in the coming months, leading into Homecoming and leading into the new year. And that might give us a hint. That might, let us know that this might be a work, or it might not be a work, what Austin Aries did at Bound for Glory. Just a little note I wanted to put out there, but as far as the main event, I expect big things, and obviously Impact retaining and Fenix looking strong in defeat. Speaking of tag team matches, we've got the team of Money Moose, and Killer Kross, which have been very entertaining, but now they are without their leader in Austin Aries, and they are facing the team of a returning KM and Fallah Bahh. Now, KM and Fallah Bahh are pretty much a comedy tag team, a pretty good comedy tag team that they have been for the past few months. And Moose and Kross have been the bad guys over the past few months on every single episode of Impact Wrestling, so I'm expecting them to get the win, hopefully in dominant fashion. I don't think you are burying KM and Fallah Bahh if you put Killer Kross and Moose over in a dominant manner, in a dominant way. Especially since last week I was just not okay with the Tommy Dreamer versus Killer Kross match, because I was expecting Killer Kross to be dominating throughout the entire match and put the veteran down, and what we got was a lot more offense that I would have allowed from Tommy Dreamer. I mean, yes, Tommy Dreamer is the innovator of violence. He is an extreme legend, but he is a veteran. He is past his prime. You know, his job is to put other guys over, and especially when you got a guy like Killer Kross who prides himself to be this killer, who prides himself to be, the predator to every single performer on the roster's prey. You gotta give Killer Kross a little bit more of a dominant aura around him, and having Tommy Dreamer just have that much offense and have a little bit of a dominating fashion over that match, just, it tipped me in the wrong way. So right now, tonight, I'm hoping they fix that, and we have especially Kross and Moose dominating the hell of this match. Obviously, with the win, hell, I wouldn't even be mad if they got a DQ'd win because of how extreme and how ruthless they were being in this tag team match. But, those are my thoughts. You might have liked what happened last week with Dreamer and Kross. It's all subjective. Those are just my opinions. You might have a different one. Make sure you leave it on the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and Kross and Moose tagging along still, even with no Austin Aries around to keep them together. Moving into that, we've got a response from Knockouts champion Tessa Blanchard. Now, we saw last week Taya Valkyrie come out. She beat Katarina, and then she came out and said that she has absolutely no respect for Tessa Blanchard due to the way she got beat at Bound for Glory. Now, this clearly gives me the answer that this feud, this rivalry will continue, which I am certainly excited about, because if you follow this channel, if you watched the Tessa versus Taya preview video that I did for Bound for Glory, which of course you can find on this channel, I said and I voiced my opinion about how Taya Valkyrie needed to win the title because she was pretty much the last woman standing other than Rosemary, but Tessa was just running through the entire competition and leaving no challengers behind. So, with Taya Valkyrie still being pretty much in the picture, it'll be interesting to see what or in what way Tessa Blanchard responds, and we'll have to tune in to Impact on Pop to see just that. More Knockouts action. Soo-Jung versus Kiera Hogan one-on-one action. We saw Ali kind of snap. Not only at Bound for Glory, but also last week. She just started attacking Alicia even after she got the victory in that match, which is very uncharacteristic of Ali's portrayal over the past year. So it's going to be interesting where they take that entire storyline to, especially since Rosemary's apparently still stuck in the undead realm. That's what I'm interpreting from this entire situation. And as far as the match, I think Soo-Jung needs to get the win over Kiera Hogan. Maybe you get Ali snapping over the fact that Soo-Jung got the win and, advance that. But keep Soo-Jung a little bit strong in hopes that Rosemary returns and they renew their feud. And finally, we get Rohit Raju versus Gama Singh. Gotta say, pretty underwhelmed with this entire Desi Hit Squad storyline because, like I've always said, like I've said in the past, the Desi Hit Squad is a tag team that I was looking forward to being in the tag team title picture. I was very much looking forward to a long LAX versus Desi Hit Squad feud, and they just broke them up. And now we get Rohit Raju versus their manager, or who used to be their manager, Gama Singh, who is apparently trying to teach him a lesson, and I really got no comment on this entire situation other than, could this entire thing be a swerve? And could this entire thing be a lesson from Gama Singh about how, I told one of you, if, whoever loses leaves the company, and Gursinder Singh, he left. Now we get this match. Gama Singh and Rohit Raju are ready to do battle. And, Gursinder Singh appears and attacks Rohit Raju, and it's another lesson from Gama, saying, don't trust me, don't trust anybody, just get back on the same page and win those tag team titles. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see where they take this. Like I said, very uninterested in, Rohit Raju being a singles competitor right now. With all due respect to him, I see him more as a tag team competitor with Gursinder Singh. But hey, they split them up. We'll just have to see where they take that. And one final note on Impact Wrestling. Very interesting. Eli Drake playing that storyline of how he's suing the company, about how, he now considers Impact Wrestling an unsafe work environment. It's not like we've never heard or seen that storyline before. Hopefully this leads to bigger and better things for Eli Drake, because otherwise they're just wasting him, wasting his time, and wasting his talent, which he has tons of. So that's your Impact Wrestling preview for tonight. Make sure you tune in to Impact Wrestling on Pop TV. Make sure 10 p.m. Eastern, new time slot for Impact Wrestling. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you leave your comments and predictions and thoughts on tonight's show on the comments section below. If you follow wrestling news, topics, discussions, previews, all that kind of good stuff, consider subscribing. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. That's it for me. Till next time.